You already know. It's your boy, the Maniac. And you already know why I'm here. I'm here to talk that post-fight. That Sebastian Fundora versus Chordale Booker post-fight. That George Kamboso versus Jack Wiley post-fight. That Skye Nicholson versus Tiara Brown post-fight. And man, oh man. But before I do, you already know why I'm repping that Four Corners Boxing, baby. And the Boxing Roundtable. Make sure you go like, share, subscribe to both channels. Now, with that being said, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's start with the PBC card. Sebastian, the Tower Inferno versus Chordale Booker, defending his WBC and WBO title. Look, man, this was not even a cook. This was microwave. Bing, bing, bing. He treated my man Booker like a hot pocket. Put him in 3 minutes, got him up out of there. 4-round TKO. Fundora again shows why he is one of the most dangerous fighters, not only at the 154-pound division, but in boxing, period. Because this guy brings it. He's dangerous. He throws punches and bunches, and he's willing to get in there and shake. He does not shy away from the mud. Now, Xander Zayas becomes the mandatory for that WBO. He was at the fight last night. They did cross paths. They set it up. Does it happen? Does Top Rank go with it? I think it's time to take the leash off of Xander, man. To me, that'll be a hell of a fight. I gotta favor Fundora. I know my fellow Boricuas are not gonna agree with me. I'm just giving my opinion on that. But if the fight becomes official, I will break it down to a science if it gets signed and sealed. But anyway, to the co-main event of that card, you had El Mono, Jesus Ramos versus Schramm from Argentina. He showed toughness early, man, but he was full. He was a 3-week replacement, man. Normally, it's give and take with these fighters. They might upset the apple cart or they go in there and get cooked. I pretty much said that on my preview video. Jesus Ramos is another fighter at 54 that he's a solid fighter, but I think he's full without a doubt at that division. In fact, I'd rather see Xander Jesus Ramos before Fundora Xander, but hey, that's PBC, that's Top Rank, you know, across the street BS. I'm tired of that, so I'm not going to get into that. But nonetheless, Jesus Ramos, good victory, stoppage. We'll see what's next for him. He's definitely itching closer to a title fight. Now, the opener of this PBC card on Amazon was between Elijah Garcia, at one point regarded as the #1 prospect in boxing, against, you know, young rugged veteran in Terrell Gausha. And look, man, I'm going to call it like it is. Gausha won this fight. Yes, Elijah Garcia fought tough. He was in there. He did push the pace at times, but Gausha landed the cleaner punches, the harder punches, even dropped Garcia early in the fight, in fact, in the first round, and controlled the fight for the most part. He fought the fight he wanted to. He fought on his back foot very well. The bottom line is he won that fight. I mean, I don't think Gausha blew him out the water, but it was a clean, obvious victory for Gausha. So yes, it was a robbery. Nonetheless, that was a robbery. And that's the problem with boxing. And that is what turns off fans who's trying to get, you know, they foot in the door as far as boxing fans, right? We bring our friends over. Oh, y'all don't really watch boxing. No, watch this. They saw that fight yesterday. They be like, yeah, man, that guy Gausha won. And then they see Elijah get the victory. And they be like, I'm good, man. I'll stick to something else. Definitely not boxing if this is what y'all doing over here. But another black eye. And it's just the reality of boxing, and that's something that will never go away, unfortunately. But that was the PBC card. Also, earlier that day, over in Australia, we had George Kamboso versus Jake Wiley. And we also had Skye Nicholson defending her featherweight title against Tiara Brown. I pretty much broke these down in my preview video because it happened earlier in the day yesterday. But again, I go through it real quick. Kamboso's, listen, as much as everyone know, I dislike him as a fighter. To me, this was one of his best performances I've ever seen him do, man. He looked clean. That left he threw, a looping left hook, you know, left cross, you know, whatever. Everything he threw, man, with that left, man. Left jab. It was just, he threw everything, man. And he won the fight clean, man. Shout to Kambosos. You know, again, another late replacement, but he gets it done. He gets it done. Looks like he's going to fight Africa for his IBF. Africa being Richard Hitchens, who is the IBF junior welterweight champion at the moment. So we'll see how that goes down, if that ever happens, which everyone is saying that it is. So we'll see. And then Skye Nicholson, man, you know, an Australian defending her title at home. Tiara Brown had to go into enemy territory, and she got it done. Like I mentioned yesterday, she pushed the pace. She made Skye Nicholson uncomfortable. She made it ugly. And that's what you want to do with these boxers who are very technically sound. They just want to stay on the outside, outbox you, look pretty. She said, no, baby, if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to get in the mud. You're going to have to step in the mud. You're going to have to dirty them shoes. And that's what Tiara Brown did. Close fight. Don't get me wrong. Close fight, man. Could have gone either way, but I'm okay with Brown getting the decision. She did pretty much dictate the pace of that fight, and she did what she had to do, man. So, again, that's the recap. It's your boy, the Maniac, and I'm out.